to the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause I am the champion of this situation. Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. It's Gorgeous George. It's been a minute. It's been a long minute. And I am back. Welcome to 2017. How are you all doing? I hope you're all doing great. As you can see, I'm in the house. Gorgeous George is in the house, so to speak. And that's pretty much what that is. It's been a lot of things going on the past 2 months. A lot of 2-3 months. And 2017 is kind of like came. And we plan on doing some stuff coming up. We plan to do a lot of stuff. Plan on doing a lot of shows. I have not steered you all wrong at all. I've always been honest with you all people out there. Everybody out there, I've been honest. I've been entertaining people for the past 22, 23 years. Hell, I've even lost count of how many years I've been doing this. But get to sit here in the living room of my house. Get to sit in here in the living room of my house. Gorgeous George is in the house. In the house. And I am so glad to say to you all that I am the man that's causing this wonderment for all you ladies out there. A lot of stuff is going on in the news. Donald Trump has been president now for over 2 months. Jeffrey Sessions has pretty much recused himself, saying that he has not spoken to the Russians. And it's a wonder that guy, has been let go for perjury. But Jeffrey Sessions has recused himself, saying that he hasn't been rubbing dongs with Vladimir Putin. But we know that Trump has, pretty much. And now Steve Bannon is pretty much 86'd out. Steve Bannon has now gone bye-bye, 86'd out. So there's a lot of, people in Trump's cabinet going in and going out. So that's pretty much amazing. And of course, today had a bizarre situation in the news on, I believe it was Delta. And people were asked to leave the flight in Delta. People were, riding the flight, riding Delta, I think it was in Chicago. And 4 people were told to give up their seats, and 3 people left, were paid to get off their seats. And the doctor pretty much was a doctor now. He had to be somewhere, would not give up his seat. And the security beat the living crap out of him. The security people beat the living crap out of him to force him to get off the plane and leave that plane. And guess what happened? Well, he was dragged into a bloody pulp. His face was bruised and he was beat into a bloody pulp. So the situation is now, who's going to be rich now? Who has a payday? Who has a payday, so to speak? Well, that doctor pretty much is going to be owning Delta, as well as he should. Just imagine that. That's just ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. So a lot of things have been going on. 2017 is here. 2017, that means more radio shows coming up. And we're going to do a different angle. We're going to be doing we might do Blog Talk, or we might do Facebook. Even though that this video is on YouTube, I just put this video on YouTube. There is a conflict of interest that's going on. Of course, I can't get into too much detail about all of that, and will not get into too grave detail. Well, let's just say that basically the fireworks have finally began. And this time, the cards have been drawn up, and the case of all cases is going to be heard. Imagine that. The case is going to be heard. And that's all I'm going to say. I can't say much more than that, but hopefully that things will work out, and maybe Gigi will get his payola. Maybe Gigi will get his payola, because it's about freaking time. It's about freaking time. I'll tell you what. And it's about freaking time for me to get back on TV, get back, do more shows, use Facebook as a venue, maybe, I don't know, still use YouTube if possible. But at the end of the day, I am what's causing all this. I am the man that's causing everything to be the way it is. Okay? That's the bottom line. Barry Manilow. Y'all know about Barry Manilow. Barry Manilow came out the closet at 73 years old and admitted that he was gay. Can you believe that? I remember back in 1981, the first concert I went to. I was like 13 years old. I went to a Barry Manilow concert. A Barry Manilow concert, and years later we find out he's gay. Well, whatever. Que sera, sera. Not much more to talk about. People are just out there and about. We have Syria. How can I leave that out? Basically, with Syria. Now, it's amazing that the Kurds and the Sunnis and the Kurds, or the Sunnis have been fighting the fight. And, of course, Assad in Syria. We finally, Obama was fighting against Assad, and, of course, Trump was protecting Assad. The Russians have been backing Assad, the president of Syria. And pretty much Donald Trump was also backing Assad. But of course, now with what Assad is doing right now in Syria, with all the tyranny and all the genocide and all the tyranny and whatnot, fighting the Sunnis, well, finally, Trump has taken now the same approach as Obama's doing. And rather than going through the sanctions, he's actually doing some aerial attacks against Syria. So that's interesting to see how that plays out. Here he is, totally doing anything, or totally against, because against going against Assad. Against going against Assad. But now he's wanting to, with all the tyranny and all the genocide that's going on out there, now he wants to attack Assad. He wants to attack Assad, and it's kind of amazing because his butt buddy in Russia, Vladimir Putin, backs Assad. The Russians have been backing Assad, and of course, and you got different factions out there: Iraq, the Sunnis, and the other factions, the Sunnis and the Kurds. So it's just a malaise of stuff going on in Syria. Just a malaise of stuff going on in Syria. So that's something that we could worry about, because the things are going to be pretty much getting even more worse than what they are, probably, if that continues or escalates. Well, that being said, I am Gorgeous George, and I am what's causing all this for all you young ladies out there. I'll tell you what, I am the man that's causing a leakage in your panties. And I want to let you all know that one more thing, okay? All the stuff that's going on in the news, everything going on with the guy being pulled out of the plane, because he's going to have his payola. He's going to have his payola against Delta. And probably I'm going to have my payola. I'm going to have my payola, because finally, I can beat my chest just like that. Because now, finally, it's on like Donkey Kong. It's on like Donkey Kong. Finally, I can beat my chest like this. And finally, things are going to work out. And I'm going to be back in the high life again, as Steve Winwood once said in that song back in the 80s, back in the high life again. I am going to be back. And it's great to say that basically that things are brewing. And some people might have to come to Virginia. A few people might have to come to Virginia. Can't say much more than that. Fireworks are about ready to begin. And I am so happy. I'm happy as can be. Because at the end of the day, and the end of the juncture, I'm going to be winning. Gigi is going to be winning at the end of the day, at the end of the juncture. Because you want to know why? Because I said so. I freaking said so.